Hey guys, Tank here. Got home early from work and camera's getting in the way. It's my overhead cam. I put it low because I'm going to have close-up shots. Anyways, today I got received two trucks from my brother, a Stampede 4x4 and a Slash 4x4. They both have little problems. The Slash has broken shock at the back, so we're going to rebuild some shocks. And also the Stampede has broken driveshaft, so we're going to fix that. So let me switch cameras, and we're going to go to the other camera on top. Here we go. Make sure we are focused. Mind you, my web quality is not, my streaming capability is not that good. So first thing to do is take off the tire, and I should have got all my parts out. So the broken dry shaft is on this side, of course. Going to use this nifty stool from Aka to actually remove the nut. Hey Buck RC, fixing a dry shaft on a Stampede 4x4 and replacing some shocks on a Traxxas Slash 4x4. That's what I'm doing right now. Just gotta find that stupid nut. There she is. Yes, she's very dusty. My brother brings it to campground, bashes with it, and then puts it away. That's how he has fun. Heck, 90% of the time, that's how I have fun. Those dry shafts, they always break at the same place. They last pretty good if you're running them on 2S. If you, as soon as you start running them on 3S, that's when you start getting in trouble. At least that's when I get in trouble with it. Because your sudden stop and go, it's not good on the dry shaft, and it breaks. There we go. So the culprit is this guy. Everybody that owns a Slash 4x4 or a Traxxas knows this very good. But I got a fix for that in my bag of goodies. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. These are actually the PS57. Maybe if I hold it right, you'll be able to see it. PS57, pearl white. I decided this is what I'm going to paint my Volkswagen Bug with. So should be kind of cool. I just picked those up today. And I picked up this to some shocks for the Slash 3762A. So I'm going to be building these today. Again, I'm holding it backward. The camera's backward. I should have flipped it. And I do have some of these. Stub axle rear heavy duty. And I did get some of these. These are just the other end of the axle, which is at this end. And I got some new ones of these. And this is for the front heavy duty. Now, some of them, the front and these, are for my Stampede because I will be changing all my dry shaft on mine because they're due. But for now, we'll be changing this one here. And basically, it's just putting this onto there. Hey, hello, Breaking Silence. How you doing? Yeah, Buck RC, well, yeah, I broke it before. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have broken these parts before. I was going to tell them to upgrade. I saw some nice GPM shocks. I might tell them to get those. But for now, we're just going to fix it temporarily for him. The GPM shocks, they're pretty affordable price. They're about the same price as this kit. And they look pretty good. So they're all metal. But I never tested them before, so I might give him a shot and put it on mine before actually telling him to actually try it. In other words, I might try it myself before suggesting them to somebody else. So I got his bag of goodies, of tools. I told him, do not lose these tools, because this is the tool that's very handy to hey, good to know, Breaking Silence. This is the tool to actually help you put these back on. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple to actually do. But first, let's have a look at this dry shaft. And it looks to be out of focus again. Wish this camera had autofocus. So I guess it's not that bad of shape on this side. It's got a little bit of twist, but it does not have play on it. And I know on my Stampede, like, there's a lot of play on it, and it's almost broken. Now we have to put this into here. And I got to hold this in front of the camera so that everybody sees it. But usually you hold it close to your belly. And they're easier to get off than on. Come on. You got to push up and push in at the same time. And that's in. Then you just pull your tool back and you're done. Dry shaft is fixed. And this thing is dirty like crazy. Now you could use oil, but I don't recommend it because it's a dry shaft. There's a lot of dust. If you actually put oil on this, it's just going to clog up again. So best thing to do is just clean it up. Don't bother putting oil, because it's just gonna, the oil is going to actually trap the dirt back in there. So try to clean it up as much as you can. You can use water. It looks like this one got twisted a little bit, so it might be an issue once it gets all the way in. But right now, because I cleaned it up, it goes in nice and smooth. Hey, 11 Charlie, working on a Traxxas Stampede and a Slash. So I just use this nifty tool to actually pop this back in. So because this one was broken. So who before broke one of these? A lot of people broke one of these. So this is done. So now I can turn around and put it back onto the Stampede, and the Stampede's going to be done. Just like that. If anybody wants to join, I can actually put the link up on the can put the link up and you guys can jump in. Just let me know if somebody wants to jump in. So I just sneaked the Driveshaft back into here this way, and now I can attach it at the back, pop it in the hole, now these do not require Loctites like most do, because you're actually screwing onto plastic, and you just screw it all the way and you should be good. Now they do come with a little tiny washer. Try not to lose that little washer. It helps a little bit. Now I could reuse the same pin. It's still good, the old one, but it's kind of rusty, and there was a new one that came with the kit. So I'm just going to pop that one in there. And I like putting my pin, either put oil on it or make sure it's vertical, like that. When you push it in, it actually stays there for you to actually put this back on. And you just pop it back on, and you should hear click, and you can install the wheel. What vehicle is that, Particle Man? That is a Traxxas Stampede 4x4. I can show you, I can put it on the other camera once I'm done and show you a little bit more of it. I have one, but it's actually a police car. This one is pretty much stock. My brother never changed anything on here, but it's a very dusty. It is a VXL. I don't think he ever rebuilt his motor, but he might be due to actually do that. That is the stock servo. Never had any issues with it. He never burnt it. I know a lot of guys, they do break their servo. This one has been holding up pretty good. So let me change camera and actually show you guys the body and all that. Hey, Happy Fox, how you doing? Yeah, it's not a Rustler. It's the Stampede 4x4. Let me change cameras real quick. There we go. And we'll bring this guy up so it's not in my face. And the body for this one is the stock one. So basically, oh, and this one with every Stampede at the back, they always break. So what I've done is I've actually shoe glued two pieces of, one is actually a piece of Lexan, not Lexan, styrene. So one is a styrene, and the other one is actually a white piece of a folder that you get that's cool there, but it's a plastic to hold the paper, and I just cut it up and I put it on this side. So I did this one a while back, and then I had to do this one, but I ran out of the plastic. So it's any small piece of plastic or rubber will do, and I just used shoe glue to actually put it on. So let me put this on. And a while back for him, I did install those little pieces, not to lose the body clip. So there's a Stampede. Me from Proline, when I got my Stampede, I did not like the look of this because the body is so high. Because it actually sits just on top of the body here. Mine actually comes down almost all the way to the bottom here. So it looks more streamlined and way nicer, but it is kind of an expensive. I think it was like a $50 or $60 Canadian upgrade just for the body posts to actually bring them down. But I think there's a way to do it with these posts, but just by cutting them. But I didn't have that much experience back then, so I just bought the Proline kit that actually brings the body post down. Worked very good, and there was no headache. But this is a Stampede. Hey, RC Next Door, how you doing? I should send an email to people to see if they want to come in. But for now, I'll paste it into the Hangout for a while, and then I'll delete it to make sure nobody. So if anybody wants to come into the Hangout and actually talk, do you have the Arma? No, I did not buy an Arma. The other day I posted a picture of a look what I picked up at the hobby store, and I had my Ferrari and this onto a Arma box. So people were thinking I actually bought an Arma box, but I said the toy that I bought was actually this. So a lot of people thought I bought an Arma, but no. If you look at the picture, there's a screwdriver. So this is the toy that I actually bought. So it was a big joke, and I got a lot of people on it. Okay. So the next one is basically this guy, Stampede 4x4, and he lost a shock. He actually lost a screw also, so I'm going to try to see if I do have a screw for it. If not, I'll just put a temporary one, and I'll have to put a little shim or something in there. But I think I can figure something out for that one to actually fix it. So I bought a shock kit, so I am going to be building 2 shocks for this. And the shock kit that I got is this one, which I hope is the right one. I think these are the long ones. Those are the ones I need. Because a short one goes in the front. Spare parts, spare parts. Great day, Newfoundland. Cool. Hope the weather's good. Here it's kind of muggy, but it's not raining. It's supposed to rain, but tomorrow is going to rain. So tomorrow we're expecting some rain. There's 60% chance or something like that. So I'm just going to start my email and see if people wants to jump in. How many of you has ever built a shock kit from Traxxas? There it is. Just copying some stuff to get the people here.
I have one ring. Do I get 2 rings? Can I have a 2? 2. 2 rings. Do I have 3? Can I have a 3? Give me 3. 3 rings. Am I going to get 4? 4. Anybody 4?
Don't you just hate that when somebody calls you on a live stream and you have to mute your microphone because it's a private discussion? So it looks like I got to go pick up my little guy at the campground and come back here. So I'll have to do these shocks very quick, or start at least, and finish them later. Now let's see what's going on in the chat. Mercy next to lots of shocks, yeah. Yeah, I've had that ringtone for years. Every time people hear it, they all say, "Oh, that is a cool ringtone." I never heard anybody with the same ringtone, so I was kind of happy with that. For my shocks, I'm going to be using my shock tower. So a while back, and I do have a video. It's a do-it-yourself shock tower. Basically, I use an old paint can and with clothespins, and I actually glued them and used tie wraps, and I just open it and put my shock there, and I can work on 4 shocks at the same time to actually bleed them and get the air out of them. So pretty easy. Now, should I read the manual? I think I've done enough of these. Now, these are different than the axial shock because they actually do have a bladder in them. So the bladder is, oh, these have the, he lost his shock, but it's all good. Oh, we have somebody that came in.
Hey, Frank, Sean's RC.
Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Good stuff. I said I'd just pop in really quick, you know.
Yeah, all good. You're working on what?
On the Defender, I actually went to start up and I realized I must have lost the screw out of the servo horn. Like the whole thing's just gone.
Yeah, put some Loctite this time.
Yeah, I know. I need to start using that stuff. You know?
Yeah, because they always back out. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So that one is your Defender, the Traxxas?
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, I have a few of them. So.
Oh, okay. They break down so often that you need more than one?
Yeah, that's it. Well, I have 2 of them just because they're different bodies. I have 2 with different bodies. Now, and I have the Bronco as well. And I have the Komodos. I've a Gen 7 Pro. I have a SEX10.
See you later, Arsenixter. Cool. Yeah, you like me. You have a bunch of them.
Yeah, stick to the crawlers. Them, you know, that bike is too costly.
Yep.
You're not working today, Frank? No.
I got off work early, so I decided to come here and work on my brother's truck because my son is actually at the campground with my brother. So I decided to come here real quick and fix his truck so that I can bring it to him before camp. But due to the time it is, I don't think I'll be ready.
Yeah, that's it. There's not enough hours in a day.
Yep. Yeah, we had a special group of people that came into the office today, and then we decided to everybody was not feeling like working this afternoon because like we were kind of in training in the morning.
Yeah.
So right after they left, I decided, well, I'm going home.
That's
good.
Wasn't
much for me to do.
Yeah, that's good that they let you do that.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be nice and quick and easy, these shocks. Yeah, like I was starting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I was going to starting to say, these actually have a bladder in them on top. So you build them different than a axial shock. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's good. That's I like the G-Made shocks. I really like them. They're sort of upside down shocks.
Yeah.
But the spring is actually inside and the interior of them as well. I like them.
So you actually do have a bladder here, which you do have to take out because it's easier to work with when it's out of there. Brand new shocks. Nice. New spacers. New bump stop if you need them. I don't think I'll be using them. You have different to let the oil through, more or less. How many holes is in this one? There's 2 in this one. So there's 2 holes there. So that lets the oil through. That's how quick you want your rebound to do, or the pressure of that shock. But if you put too much, that's when actually the cap pops out. These are the plastic ones, so they do have tendency of popping out. But you can actually buy aluminum shocks, aluminum caps for it, which is a little bit better.
And what oil putting in them?
But when I work on my shocks, I just take this, push them here, and then it holds my shock. So that was a cheap way for me to build a shock tower.
That is actually a great idea.
Yeah, I actually did a video of it, and it's actually on my YouTube. Do-it-yourself shock tower, and or poor man series I have of do-it-yourself. So, and you can do work on 4 shocks at the same time. So,
What oil are you putting in them? Tank?
I'm gonna use the one that actually comes with it. So I'm not sure how weight it is, but it's the Traxxas one. So that's just the one I'm gonna put in there. Now they did give me some new O-rings, but there should be some in there. Yep, there's one there. So those are just probably spare. So not much building for these shocks, that's for sure.
At least that's half the battle.
Yeah, because usually when you buy a shock, everything is all apart, and you have to put everything together.
Yeah.
But these are actually already pre-built, all put together. The only thing you have to do is put the oil on and put the spring in there.
Servo screws. I know I have some of them somewhere.
I'm putting the bottle together. They give you a little bottle with a squirt thing. Fill your shocks. Actually, first time I actually put this on. Usually I just dump it in there.
That's actually handy. It's like an eye drop bottle.
Yeah. So I filled it up almost. Present to everybody. I filled it up almost to the end, which is not a good thing to do, because as soon as it's rod in there, it's going to make a mess. That's not that bad. I did it just enough. So I'm going up and down to make sure that there's no air bubbles, and there is a little bit of air bubbles that came out. But usually when you pop it all the way up, you sometimes can actually push them up. Man, this is thick oil. The bubbles are just staying there. They are coming out. So I'm going to leave this one in here. It's actually I'm going to open up the other one. I just took the bladder out of the cap because I like putting the bladder on the shock first and then screwing on the cap like that. It actually works better. You're sure there's no air that actually went in. Wow, this thing is friggin' tough to open. Whoever screwed on this one last really did a good job.
It's somebody in the factory saying, let's see him get this one off.
Yeah. So let me get something to hold it, pry it open. There we go. I just hope that it wasn't done like that because it was cross thread, but it looks okay.
Does your son like the crawling tank, or is he more into the speed rigs?
No, he's actually more into the crawling because when I bought him the Gen 8, I asked him, what do you want? Do you want a basher? So it was either Arma. I showed him one of the Arma, or do you want, because they were about the same price, $500, and or the Gen 8. So he said the Gen 8. So he said, I'd rather crawl because he says bashing is fun, but it's only fun for 5 minutes, and after that you're done. Compared to crawling, you can go out for hours, and your truck doesn't get down as often.
Yeah, that's the thing about like bashing. You need a ton of batteries to go out and do it, you know?
Yep. Hey, Larry H, how you doing? Got done moving. Cool. This one seems to have more air bubbles in it. They are coming up. Well, we do have a couple bashers here, and like he's got a short course truck. It's a team associated short course truck, and we do have a couple buggies. So sometimes we take it out and we just go in the front yard and have fun. And last time we took it out, it goes, "This is fun," but then okay, we're done. Let's go to school. So just before school, we usually do that. So it's a lot of fun in the summer.
Yeah, that's cool. At least he's going to school excited anyway, too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get my son to crawl at all. All he wants to do is drive the slash. Like you said, the crawlers are too slow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange. My son really likes the crawling scene and being with people and all that. So, which is fun.
Yeah, that's it. I prefer the crawling, like, you know, because you can go out for hours and just forget about everything, you know.
Yeah. So what I usually do with this little bladder is I do put it on there and then I just push on it to make sure that the oil is okay and to make sure that the bladder is actually not full. So it's actually like sunk in. And then the oil comes out and I make sure it's all sitting right and pretty. So it is dripping a little bit. Making a little bit of a mess. That's okay. That's when the shock starts to get slippery. And now that the cap is all there and I know there's no more air in it, I can screw that in there and make sure I'm not cross-threading it. It's very easy to put on. There we go. We got one done. So I'll get from the tree part. I'll get this off. I need this also.
And they are quick shock to put together.
Yeah, they are. Well, half the work is done because the shock's already together, kind of. The pin, the shaft, I mean.
No.
Man, these are wrong. Oh, I need a little retainer. This and this. What I like is these actually got the ball in at the end, and the shock that he has does not have that, so you need that special screw. So, which is good because he actually lost one. And they give you 2 3mm screws to go with that. Let's see this one. The air should have popped out by now. Oh yeah. This one's going to be make more of a mess because I got more oil on there. So I put it a little bit on an angle and then I push it down to where it has to go. Wipe off the excess before it goes down too far on my hands. So do you work or are you off work? Or you don't work?
Yeah, I get home early today just as well, so.
Okay.
Get the trucks ready for the weekend then, you know.
Yeah.
It's not often you get a chance to get out early, so take advantage of it when you do.
Do you have a special event you're going to?
No, it's not just like we're finishing up the projects on like punch list stage, so
okay,
just punch listing out and doing that and being a kindergarten teacher practically.
Oh yeah.
Because construction, everybody thinks the construction workers are these big hardy guys, but they're the biggest bunch of crybabies in the world.
Hey, I used to be a construction worker myself.
Yeah, so did I, but like I supervise it now. I just manage the projects. And
okay.
It's ridiculous. In New York, everything's so unionized. Like one guy won't touch anything because it's the other guys, and it's crazy.
Yeah, so these shocks are pretty good, like to test because you can actually test. It's a good thing I checked the bottom because when you're pushing, you can see that it's pushing the air in the bladder, and then the bladder just pushes it out nice and softly, nice and slowly, and it pushes it all the way. So that's how I know that I've done a good shock. And also is that when you push on it real fast, that's when your cap comes off. But if you're pushing it and you can actually push it all the way, that's when you know that your cap should not pop off. So
they're pretty smooth, them things.
Oh yeah, they're nice. That's why some people actually put these on crawlers also. But it's just they don't look scale. They're a little bit big.
Yeah.
But they're nice. And I know he likes to have his jacked up, so I'm going to put some spacers to jack it up. Where is my snips? You always run away on me.
All right, I'm going to jump out again, Tank. I got to go run, catch the kids, so I'll just join in the live chat. Got to pick them up from camp.
Cool.
All right, chat.
Talk to you later. Thanks for jumping in.
No problem. Thanks. Bye.
Larry H., you know that trailer, it's actually Troy Wetinko that actually built it for me. The same guy that built the trailer for Honolulu. So The same guy that built a trailer for Honolulu built that trailer for me. These aside, I'm going to have to find a little bag to put these in. Put my shock tower away and bring the car. Okay. One of his old shock. It seems to be all bent. It seems to be all out of but whoever got these shocks before, these are actually front shocks. He got 4 short shocks, so that's why his cars always seem to be dragging on the ground, is because this is actually a short one. But maybe I can rebuild this thing. Pliers, pliers, pliers. So I actually got the ball end off the other one on the bottom, and I put it on this one. And because there's not a lot of room for me to put the car there and actually take off the shocks, of course it's the wrong size. The top one and bottom one are different size. And my brother always leaves this battery into his car, but good thing he doesn't keep them connected. He does disconnect them. And I did tell him not to charge his battery in the car, and I don't think he does. But some people do. And this one was actually put the other way around. Could have lost his shock. Where is my other shock? Shock. You're trying to find what for the crawler, Larry? Okay, that there, that there. Hey, Gap Review, how you doing? I'm actually fixing some shocks. Earlier, I fixed a Driveshaft, but now I'm fixing rear shocks for a Traxxas slash 4x4. So right now I got to put them back together, but I'm trying to do this in front of the camera also, and it is a little bit challenging. Now, he did lose on his tower, he did lose a screw. So I'm thinking it is stripped a little bit, the 3mm screw. One quick tip for the, if you do have a strip screw into plastic, you can actually put tire glue in there. So if you put tire glue in there, it will make itself a new thread. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. Is I'm going to put a little bit of tire glue into the hole. And by putting a little bit of tire glue in the hole, you end up making new threads into the plastic. One screw, ha 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 ha. Just like Count Dracula. Fun part about live streaming and fixing is doing it in front of the camera. He bought this used from a guy, which he got a pretty good deal, but there was a lot of upgrade on there. Some of them better than others, but the rear shocks weren't that great because he actually got front shocks for the rear, which is not good because they're too short. So if ever you buy shocks for your slash 4x4, remember the short ones are in front, and in the rear you need a little bit longer ones. Things are falling off my desk. And no, I didn't bother taking out the tires because there's no need. She's going to sit so much prettier now. I almost feel like giving him more load. I know he bashes hard. So I'm going to give him one more. So the spacer, these are the preload. I put the big one, and I'm also putting the next step up, just so that his suspension is a little stiffer. There we go. And now I'll switch camera so I can put the body on and show you what it looks like. And bring up my camera. This is his body for his Slash. So this is a nice pro body, they call it. And then you just paint the, he wanted it green. So he painted it green. I'm actually the one that painted it for him. Okay, so now I'm nice and stiff. I find the front way too stiff on this thing. But hey, that's okay. It's not mine. Well, she's all done. There she is. Ready for some bashing. Well, guys, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on RC Talk or RC Tech Talk. Talk to you guys later.